Hey, Baylor fans, this is your call to gear up with Harley-Davidson of Waco. Whether you're hitting the open road or tailgating at McLean Stadium, we've got the ride to match your Bear pride. Check out our wide selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles, visit our service department, or shop all the latest gear and accessories to show off your Baylor spirit and Harley pride. Visit us today and find your freedom on two wheels. Harley-Davidson of Waco, where Baylor fans never ride alone. Visit in-store or at hdwaco.com. Sic Em Bears. Welcome into the Sic Em Podcast presented by Harley-Davidson Waco. John Morris and joined by, from Baylor Women's Basketball, Aaronette Vonleh. Thank you very much for being with us.
Of course. Happy to be here.
Great. As we catch you, a little break between games. You got finals going on. How are finals treating you so far?
They've been good so far. Nothing too crazy. So I just hope they all turn out well.
Gotcha. You're a senior. You've been around. You've been through finals a bunch of times. Is there a secret that works? Maybe it's not a secret, but what works well for you in preparing and doing well in finals?
Well, for me, not that I would recommend it to other people, is just to procrastinate. I don't know. I just work better at the last minute when I know like I have to get something done. But I wouldn't recommend that to anybody.
Yeah. You know, that's funny you say that, because I think I would kind of be the same way. Like when I prepare for games, it's like you prepare, but then you sort of cram right at the last, and it seems to work well for me. So you found what works well for you.
Exactly.
That's good. How about Baylor? How about your short time here at Baylor? How's that gone overall for you?
It's been really good. Like better than I expected, honestly, just from like a team aspect. Our team gets along so well, so it's just so easy to work with each other every day. And then our coaches just pour into us a lot, so it's just really a cohesive unit.
Good. That's cool. It's really fun to watch you play. Is there anything once you got here that you found out's a little bit different about Baylor, or something you didn't know beforehand?
Not really, nothing too surprising. I think they were very transparent with me when I was on my visit and stuff, but I think just like the work ethic, the standard of everybody on our team is just so high that like you have to constantly be working to, stay up to par, which is everywhere, but I feel like at Baylor it's just been even more of like a noticeable thing.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, we're glad you're here, and it's been a fun start to the season for you guys. And like we said, a little bit of a break right now for finals. Let's go back to growing up for you. I see West Linn High School in Oregon. Did you grow up in Oregon, or did you move around a little bit?
We moved around a little bit. I was actually born in Massachusetts.
Oh.
I was about 11. And then when my brother got drafted, we followed him to North Carolina for a year, and then we ended up in Oregon with him and just stayed.
Gotcha. Very cool. Nothing like coast to coast, right? Massachusetts to Oregon.
Yes, very different.
That's great. What was high school basketball like in Oregon?
So it was pretty competitive. Like when I was a freshman, I remember Cameron Brink was still around, and all the teams were good. So it was always a challenge every night, which I think was kind of some preparation for college in a way. But yeah, it just was really prominent and really helped me grow my game, just playing against tough competition. So it was really fun my 4 years.
That's good. That's great. And the recruiting process, I'm sure you were very, very heavily recruited. How was that for you?
At first it was kind of like unreal, like, wow, like I can really go and play this sport at the next level and like get a college education at the same time. So it was definitely overwhelming at first, or trying to decide what the best fit is. But it was also really cool, like to see people, seek you out for your talent.
Very nice. And Arizona was the place for you. Started at Arizona, from there to Colorado, and Colorado here to Baylor. It's kind of the way things have turned out, it's kind of a tour of the Big 12, isn't it? With those three schools.
Yes, that wasn't my plan, but that's just how it worked out.
Sure. I'm sure that's true. When you started looking, when you transferred from Colorado, what was it initially that attracted you to Baylor?
I think the initial conversation I had with Coach Nikki on the phone, it was just like different from the other conversations I was having. Like she was already talking to me as if I had said like, okay, I'm going to your school, like just kind of giving me a picture of what everything's like, where I could fit in, and like what she saw in me. And so that really intrigued me. And then of course, upon taking a visit and getting a closer look, like everything just seemed perfect.
Very good. Good. Well, again, we're very fortunate and glad you're here. Glad you're wearing green and gold here at Baylor. Have you thought about, when you play against your former schools, you're going to see Colorado on January 4th and Arizona on January 8th. How about that?
Yeah, it's always a high stakes game for me in a little bit. Just, you want to go in and beat your old team. But the good thing about it is like there's no bad blood or anything. So it'll be nice to like see those familiar faces and be able to catch up a little bit and then also get the win at the end of the night.
Yeah, very cool. So Colorado is here on January 4th, and then you go to Colorado, I think, in February. And then Arizona is at Arizona on January 8th. Are there still girls you played with on those teams?
At Arizona, no, not anymore.
Right.
They've all graduated, but for sure at Colorado.
Yeah, very cool. That's great. Tell us about your family. I know your brother Noah's a really good basketball player. Tell us about your family.
Yeah, so I have my brother Noah, who you mentioned, and then I also have a sister who lives in Massachusetts, where we started off. And then my mom and grandma live in Oregon. That's who I spent majority of my time with. And then my dad lives in Georgia with my brother. So it's hard to get around to everybody since we're so spread out.
Very cool. Was it a basketball playing family, or who else besides you and Noah?
My sister played too, but she went to University of Bridgeport. So,
okay.
Yeah, we've all played forever.
Yeah, very good. How about some of those driveway basketball games between maybe you and your brother, or maybe you and your sister, or all three of you? What were those like?
They were usually very short because I would usually get mad that I was getting beat and end up leaving. And my sister would get mad at me because I'd be super physical with her, but then obviously my brother could overpower both of us. So
yeah.
A lot of arguments from those games.
How big is Noah?
He's like 6'9". So.
Oh wow. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
And he played at Indiana, is that right?
Yes.
Right. And then first round pick of the Hornets. That's great. That had to have been fun for y'all as a family to watch his career.
Yeah, that was like another one of those moments that was like unreal to me because I was pretty young, just like going to New York and watching him get on stage. It was like, wow, like this is real life. But it's just been fun to watch him like, never quit and always stay motivated throughout his career. That's motivation for me too. So
nice. So you were at the NBA draft when he was drafted?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. What kind of advice has he given you through the years, or what kind of coaching, I guess, has he given you?
He's just always telling me to I have to keep working. He'll usually tell me like after the games that he can catch, just things I should did better. Like he's willing to have conversations with me like, why didn't you do X, Y, Z? And so it's nice to just have like an outside perspective that I can get different, advice from and use it. So he's been very helpful.
And when y'all played in the Bahamas earlier in the season, he was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
That's fun. How often does he get to see, or your family get to see you play in person?
Honestly, not very often, especially with him because, he's either overseas or in the middle of the season. So he's only been to like a handful of my games. So for him to be able to have enough time to come to that trip was really special.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad he was there. Wearing your jersey, wearing a Baylor jersey.
I have to sneak that to him. Yeah.
I like that. I think that's really cool. All right. What about you talked about the chemistry on this team and how you really felt it, felt it was a family early on. That's really evident just watching y'all together and watching you play and watching you. It just seems like y'all have fun together. Is that accurate?
Yeah, for sure. Like it's definitely new to me and to be in an environment where like we are really best friends off the court. Like we want to hang out with each other even though we see each other all day for practice and like our, obligations. Like we enjoy spending our free time together. And then on the court, it just allows for like better communication. We're able to be real with each other, knowing that like, hey, you're my sister, but like, we know when to turn on like game mode. So it's really special.
That's great. Very cool. And I mentioned this to Bella last week, but one of the things I like best about your team is the balance, the balance scoring. I think you're the number 2 scorer and number 3 rebounder, but 5 or 6 players, double figure scoring. I mean, that would be hard to scout against, for teams that play Baylor.
Yeah, I think that's like to our advantage to have so many different pieces that can do different things. It just makes us harder to guard, which I think is something that, not a lot of teams have that luxury. So I think we're in a really good position just with all the versatility we have.
What are you looking forward to most as we turn the page, start a Big 12 play right around the corner?
I feel like just like starting kind of at a clean slate in a way. When you start conference, it's like everybody's 0-0 when you first start. So I feel like it's just another opportunity for us to, start off the way we want to.
Very good. And you're right. Everybody is 0-0, but y'all have the foundation of the games you've already played this year.
Mhm.
What do you think y'all have learned about the rotation, about playing with each other? What have you learned through these non-conference games?
Yeah, I think we've just kind of started to gel more each game, which is nice for building that on-court chemistry. And then, we had some tough losses, but I think that we like learned a lot from them just in terms of what we need to work on, what's working and what's not. And I feel like we do a really good job with like being able to fix things. And so I feel like our non-conference really will serve us well as we head into Big 12, just with those lessons and with building that chemistry.
Good. Are there any games, trips you're looking forward to in Big 12? I mean, would it be the Colorado, the Arizona, or anything else?
Honestly, a lot of the places we're going, I've never been.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited just to go to the cities that I haven't been able to see. So like the Florida trip or even West Virginia, like I'm not too sure what it's like there. So that would be new.
Very cool. And conference, with a 16-team league, it just begins so early now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's never started before Christmas, but here you are, December 21st at Kansas, your conference opener.
Yeah, that'll be new too, like to start Big 12 and then get a break to go home and come back and it's still Big 12, but
Yeah.
maybe it'll be a blessing. I don't know.
Yeah, very good. I'm sure it will be. Well, we're excited that you're here at Baylor, and it is fun to watch you play, and the team's doing really well, and we appreciate your time on the Sic Em Podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
All right. Aaronette Vonleh, can we say Nettie?
Yes, that's
All
fine.
right, Nettie Vonleh, our guest, senior for Baylor women's basketball. She's our guest this week on the Sic Em Podcast, presented by Harley-Davidson of Waco. That is great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good luck in your finals.
Thank you. I need it.
All right. Good luck.